All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, welcome to Off the Bench. I am Mark Wiggins, coming to you live and direct from Indianapolis. So Indianapolis, Indiana, however you want to say it, talking with the July feature cover magazine, Ms. Sharon Burton. Sharon, how are you? How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful today. I am 60 today.
Today, you're 60 today, the big 60.
Today.
Well,
Yes,
first of all, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Now I know you're on the road. So where in the world are you, and what are you doing wherever you are?
So I'm actually completing one of my bucket list assignments that I call it. I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota, on my way to go see Prince's house.
Are you going to the Paisley Park?
I am going to Paisley Park in about an hour and a half.
Did you get to go any concert things? I know some venues around town that he performed in that do stuff. What else did you get to?
I haven't. So during the week, nothing's really open. I mean, this town like almost closes down between St. Paul closes down like at 7 o'clock, but Minneapolis closes like about 8:30. But I've been hanging out in they have a comedy club. They have all sorts of things in the Mall of America. So the hotel I'm staying in is adjacent to the Mall of America. So I just walk out the door of the hotel into the lobby of the mall, and you have everything that you could imagine there. Everything. Nice. I mean, for everybody.
Now tell us more about your assignment list for your birthday. So some other things that you want to get done, what have you done, and what's left to get done on the list?
So Paisley Park was sort of kind of my last thing. I wanted to go sightseeing and see, the place like where George Floyd was murdered. And so I went there, and I wanted to see the entire Mall of America. So yesterday, I walked almost 14,000 steps in this mall on one floor. And it was funny. So I've been to all the various different places. Like they have Margaritaville, which is a great place to hang out. They have all of the amusement park rides. They have stores. They have some photography stores. So for people who don't know me, I am an avid photographer. I love taking pictures. I love dealing with stuff with pictures. So I spent probably about an hour or so in that store just dealing with pictures, doing canvas prints of some of my work that I've done. So I got that done while I was here. And so now I'm going to Paisley Park. I found out, was it yesterday or early? Yeah, it was yesterday. I found out that I have a friend of my son's who lives here, and he's a pastor. So I'm going to show up at his church later today. But mostly everything I came out here to do, I've done. Relax, take bubble baths, eat all kinds of stuff. I ate a bubblegum shrimp yesterday. That was so cool. They have a section in the mall that I call Restaurant Alley. Every restaurant you can think of every kind of food that you can think of is in this mall. I found out yesterday that if you really wanted to see the whole mall, it would take you 86 hours if you spent 10 minutes in every store. It would take you that long to see the whole mall. Yeah, so I've seen one entire floor of the mall and half of the second floor of the mall. So I still got a little bit more to go to see the rest of the mall. So
nice. Yeah, I have a friend in the industry with me. She actually runs the gift shops and the shops at the parks there. So she's a buyer for all of that. So we run each other at conference all the time. I've yet to make it out there to see this monstrosity of a compound, but glad you got to make it out there.
Well, the funny part is that when I got here and I went into the mall, and I was like, wow, this looks familiar. I had just gone to the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And what I found out is that they're owned by the same people. So
Yeah.
there's three of these malls. There's one in East Rutherford, there's one here, and then there's one in Canada. And the same people. It's a family, a lady with her 5 kids. They own all three of the malls, and this is the biggest of the three of them.
Yeah,
So
Mall America is massive, massive.
it
So,
is massive.
so talk to me about the journey to 60. I mean, you did the 50s pretty quickly. You come to 60. Were there any type of adjustments mentally? I know some people struggle when they click 50 and like, oh Lord, now you're going into 60. So, what did you have to do to prepare for turning 60?
I think I've been preparing for 60 my whole life and didn't realize it. Um, I used to have these dreams that people would say, "Oh God, no, you don't. There's no way you can be 60." Well, now that's been happening to me when people, are talking to me and they say, "Oh, you're so young," and I said, "No, I'm not. I'm almost 60 years old, and I've literally had to show people my driver's license to
Mm,
show them that I am 60 years old." So I think I've been preparing for it. There's so many things that I didn't do because what I wanted to do is each area of my life, I've totally focused on what was going on during that time. So when I first got married, it was focusing on that. Then I had kids, it focused everything on my children. My life, I ate, slept, and breathed them. They were everything. If you saw me, you saw my kids. There were not very many times when you ever saw me and you didn't see them. Well,
mm.
now they're all grown. They have their own kids, and they're doing their thing. And so, one of the things that I found out is that I learned so much from them because they've done so many things that I think maybe back in those days when I was coming up, you know, were taboo or were, kind of made you afraid to do. So my youngest daughter, she scares me but amazes me all at the same time.
Mhm.
She will take a flying leap off of something. Just go. And so, they've been encouraging me. They say, Mom, you need to go ahead and do a trip. And so they started buying me these gift cards for like airlines and things like that. And I had a stack of gift cards this big, and I've been keeping them it's been a couple years. And they said, Mom, when you gonna go on a trip? Mom, when you gonna go on a trip? And I said, I don't know. And they said, well, you said you want to go to Paisley Park. Just go, just go. And so finally, I said I would go, and they didn't believe me. I made the reservations. They still didn't believe me. And then, like 3 days before, I said, I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't think I should go. And they were like, if you don't go, we're going to be upset. So they're excited that I'm here. They have supported me. I don't have to want for anything. They've given me Uber gift cards that go to my Uber account. So I have been limoed around the city
Mhm.
because they have gotten me Uber Black. So I've been looking like a celebrity, just doing my thing, just going to see whatever I want to see, going wherever I want to go. And it's been really exciting as far as my emotional, mental. I started really focusing more on self care because as you're a mother, you're a wife, you work, you do this, you often don't take as good a care of yourself as you should. And so one of the things I start focusing on is me. And so when people ask me, they said, well, who's going on this trip with you? And I said, 3 people. And they said, who was that? I said, me, myself, and I. I said, 3 people I really need to get to know better. I need to really learn to love all three of them better. So those are my 3 friends that are here with me. And we've had a ball. I've been to the gym early in the morning, to the swimming pool early in the morning, shopping, eating stuff, I think I've had more Auntie Anne's pretzels
Ah,
than,
look, oh gosh, that's a must.
look, Auntie Anne's pretzel is like 10 stores and then there's an Auntie Anne's pretzel. Then there's 10 more stores and there's an Auntie Anne's pretzel. So
Mm.
every time I was like, ooh, mm. So I think I've tasted about every kind of Auntie Anne's pretzel that there is. Um, so it's been amazing. Like I said, my journey as far as my emotional health, it's very emotional to change from your 30s, 40s to your
Mm.
50s into your 60s, because like you have places that hurt and you don't know why. And my aunt told me one time when I was about 25, she said, "Oh, girl, my big toe hurt." And I said, "Why?" She said, "I don't know." She said, "Wait till you get 50. And then when you get 60, you're going to have pains in places that you didn't even know existed."
And take me back. You just talked about something I've been having a conversation with my friends about, that stage of release where we go from being the primaries, all of that, to the kids, and that's like their focus and they're gone, and then actually saying that that position or thing is no longer needed of you, and you get to release yourself to go back to doing whatever you want. And how often
Mm,
we're slow to the party. All right, I was slow to the party. My friend reminded me, and I'm talking about some things I was working on for I'm doing it for the kids. She's like, "Negro, you're not doing it for the kids anymore. You set them
right.
up, so now you need to do for you." And I was like, I need you to hear that, because obviously I missed something. And it's not a miss, it's just that we've been doing it for how long? And
Yeah.
so is that's where you find yourself now at, I don't know, at 60, because your kids have grown several years.
Yeah, absolutely. Even because, they were still around so much. And now I'm in even a different mode because I am a nana. And so that has become my crown of glory, is being a nana.
Mhm.
My grandchildren are the light of my life and they know it. And it's just like my granddaughter, if she's not with me, she calls me every night and she says, "Well, Nana, you're gone. Are you going to bring me a present?" And so her mother says, "You're not supposed to ask Nana that." I said, "Yes, she is, because that's what we do. That's our relationship."
Mhm.
And I always told my kids that I would never be an absentee grandmother. I want to be a grandmother that when my grandkids grow up, they'll say, "Yeah, I remember my grandmother and I used to do this, and my grandmother and I used to do that." My granddaughter and we go to the nail salon, and so she gets her nails and toes done, and she's 3. And so she loves it to the point where if she don't have polish on her nails, she goes, "Nana, I don't. My nails need to be done. I need to go to the salon." She's
Oh my
3. So,
God.
I think I created a little monster there, but it's just such a good feeling.
Mm.
And when you're tired and you don't feel like doing that, you can send them home. So I kind of like, I told somebody, I wish parenting was more like grandparenting, because you can play with them, give them all the stuff that you wouldn't let your kids have, and then you send them home.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, there was is there a group of you all turning 60, right? There's like a clique. So what are you all doing to collectively, and how do you encourage other women who are at this threshold of I just crossed 55, hitting the 60, I'm looking 60 down the eye. What are you saying to them right now?
Well, I'm telling them to embrace who they are, because so often, specifically back when I got married some 38 years ago, you had to be a certain way, you had to look a certain way, you had to, you were so prim and proper. Well, that's never who I've been. I've never been prim and proper. I was a tomboy growing up. I used to like to climb trees and fight. And so, when you tried to put me into this, angelic being, that was like stifling me. And I think a lot of women over the period of time of their lives, they become stifled, from one thing or another. They don't take time for themselves. They don't take time to do the things they want to do. Their likes become their family's likes and all that kind of stuff. And so I have broken that box and thrown it away, because now I am who I am. And I found out that I really like who I really am.
Mhm.
Um, 60 it's like a new beginning for me. It is a fresh, I call it a fresh anointing, because now I can really be that woman that I'm called to be. So the things that I feel like God has called me to do and be during this time in my life, I can be those things now because I don't have so many things hanging on to me. And not that my family was I'm not calling them baggage or anything like that, but they were my responsibilities. And now my focus is changing to, my self-care into whatever ministry work it is that God has for me to do.
Mhm.
And so I'm looking forward to those things. I believe that God is in the process of stepping my life up to different things. And it had to come at this time because at some points in time when we're younger, we're not always ready for these big things that, when God is trying to do them, like the big photography gigs or the big magazines and the big this or the big that. We're not always ready for them when we're young. But now that we're older, we have wisdom.
Mhm.
I've learned so much in my life, not just over my life, but those four that I call my babies. They're my four musketeers. I've learned so much from them. I mean, they've taught me some things. Heck, I would not know anything about Instagram if it wasn't for my kids.
Right.
I mean, they made me get an Instagram account. Facebook, I would have never been on Facebook had it not been my kids. Now I can do a whole lot of things with that. So
Mhm.
I take every experience as a learning experience to make me who I am now. And the me that I was 10 years ago, I'm different. I'm more confident. I am me. I am embracing me and who I am. And I would encourage other women to take the time and figure out who you are and what you like and what you want. That's not to say that the other things aren't important too,
Mhm.
but now you got time to focus on you and you are important. And that's what I'm saying now. I'm learning that I am important. Um, who was it that said, I am somebody? Um, I am somebody.
Mhm.
I don't know what you think about me. I don't know what this person thinks about me, but I am somebody and I am somebody special. I am somebody that's anointed. I am somebody that is gifted. So many things that during the course of life when you have kids that you forget. So I want to encourage other women to know that they are somebody. They're somebody important and 60 is just a number. I figured it out a minute ago that 60 is my line number backwards. So if I put '06 on it, it's my line number. I was like, yes, see, God, you trying to tell me some stuff right
God
here.
trying to tell you to box it and play it straight. That's what this talk.
Right, box it and play it straight. And I might have to do that today.
Pick
And
three,
it's
pick three. Box it, play it straight. Let's go.
it's
Oh
it's
my God.
stuff that like stuff I wouldn't do. Like there are people who know me, and it's like, oh, they sent me to get some ice, and they said, well, why is it taking her so long? And they said, because she won't go in the liquor store across the street. Well, I went in the liquor store. I've gone to the liquor store. I never would do stuff like that before. As till I started getting old, I'd be like, I ain't going to no liquor store. I go to church. Well, what I found out is that people go to church, you go to the liquor
Liquor
store
store.
too. So I was just like, so many things that I kind of put myself in this box. And now since I've thrown away the box, it's like, uh, okay, I'm gonna take a trip by myself. I'm taking another trip by myself. I still have, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 more airline gift cards to different airlines that I can go to different places. So I'm trying to figure out where my next trip is going to be. And it's going to be probably in the next, I don't know, 52 days because I retire in 52 days. And that's another thing women at my age between 50 and 60 are experiencing. So not only do you have the emotional and the mental part of getting older and the physical part because you don't look, you're not skinny, you fat. You got to use Spanx and waist trainers to suck it all in so you can look good. But you also have you're changing, you no longer working and you're, changing jobs and things like that. So in 52 days, I will be retiring from a career in the federal government for over 38 years, which means more than half of my life, I have worked for the government. Don't know how to work nowhere else.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So
that's good. Well, first, congratulations on getting the 52 days left and definitely finding this second win, your second round, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round of getting off the bench. And now you're doing it differently because you can. And again, that came out of my conversation with my friends, is you do it because you can. That has to be the only explanation and the only necessary need to do it, because I want to.
Yep.
What you gonna do about it? Now that I'm 60.
I know that. And I used to get mad when people would say that to me. Well, my mother's 84, right? And so she says, well, I'm 84, and because she'll say stuff. And I said, Mom, that's not nice. She said, I'm 84. She says what she thinks. If it comes to her mind, it come right out her mouth. I said, it must be something that happens with age, because if it comes to my mind, it's coming out my mouth now.
Filter is gone.
Yes.
My filter slowly has been disintegrated over the years. But that's all good. So so the next thing, you got 52 days, the retirement. Then are you going on another trip, disappearing, coming back? What you gonna do?
So I have a new grandbaby that should be here in about 9 days. So I'm gonna spend a little time with Miss Amelia Catherine. So I will be spending a little time with Princess Amelia Catherine before I go anywhere, just to make sure, I got to do my nana duties. Plus, on top of that, I am becoming a doula. So I do doula photography. So I do the photography, the birth photography, when the parts that mothers don't get to see. So there is, when they're having a baby and the mother's there, and then they taking the baby off to weigh the baby and do all these different things with it. Mothers don't get to see that part. So I often record it and take pictures of things that mothers don't ever get to see until they see those. And I've done it I did it for my grandson when my daughter-in-law had my grandson, while she was going through the rest of the parts of the, labor and delivery. That part I was over videotaping and taking pictures of my grandson, who was my first grandson, by the way. And I did the same thing with my daughter. I was actually her doula. And so I spent time with her, coaching her through her delivery and her birth, and then, doing the pictures of the baby and stuff. And it really tells a story. So it tells the story of the birth. And I've been capturing pictures. Like, I start with women when they're pregnant. And then as they're pregnant, if I get to go and do their doula or do their birth photography, then it tells a whole picture of their journey through their pregnancy. And that's really important to me, because I think I only have maybe 2 pictures of me when I was a baby. I asked my mom, I said, was I ugly, fat, or what? But over the years back then, even though my father was a photographer too, I don't know, stuff moving over all these years, it gets lost. So I'm glad we can digitize things now. But I do have a copy, which I am going to post on Facebook, of me, this little tiny little skinny baby with these little skinny legs. And so I'm going to post that later today with my today picture of me being 60. I have some other pictures, which they'll come out in the magazine, of me just embracing my 60s. I am excited about it. I'm excited about what's to come. I do know the walking, I do have a couple aches and pains that I didn't have before. Admit that, but it's been great. This has been a great experience for me to just actually step out of the box and just embrace me. And I am having a ball. I want to definitely say thank you to my family, because they embrace me and they're allowing me to be me. But I have this one cousin who has been talking to me for years, because she does this, and she's actually 60, she's 61. So she's a year older than me. Actually, it's 2 of them. And it really is three of them. They were my first best friends. And we've gone this road together, and they have encouraged me about doing things. But the one, her name is Annette, she is big on just taking time for yourself. So there are times when I see her on Facebook, and I said, "Where you at?" And I'll text her. She said, "I'm on the beach just chilling." And that's the kind of life I want to live. I
Mhm.
just want to be able to live my life, enjoy my life, love my family, and just sail off into the sunset. I don't know where the sunset's going to be, but it's going to be someplace fun. I guarantee you.
That's what's up. Well, Sharon, thank you again so much. Again, I've known you for a long, long time, and
Yes,
you taking pictures at one of my off the bench birthday joints. You know, all of the stuff you've been around for, and I appreciate you. So thank you for sharing your 60th with our readers in our magazine, and that's why you were on the cover this month. So we appreciate you investing in yourself and giving yourself some love, because now it's
absolutely.
out there. So, all right, well, thank you, everybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you everybody tuning in. Again, I'm Mark Wiggins. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Definitely get the magazine. Go to offthebenchmagazine.com. Also add it to the website. We know we're doing the tickets now. So if you click on the tab for events, you can put information in for a show that you would like to go to. We'll get you pricing for that and hope we get you where you want to go. So you too can have your off the bench journey to where you
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you. Love you, man.
love you too.
You
Okay, and
know,
as always,
all that crimson. Look, wait a minute. You know, I cannot leave without all that crimson and cream love.
we put it up there because
Put
where
it
I am
up
today.
there. Put it up there. Put it
Put
up
it up
there.
there, put it up there. Yo, what's up? And as
Yeah.
always, if you can reach your dreams with the step ladder, then they're probably too low. I'm out. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye.